I'm in the mountains on an abandoned railroad, and today we're building this, a rail car camper. I'll be custom pouring rail wheels, I'll be building a pop-up camper, and once it's finished, we'll take it out for a night on the abandoned railroad. I'm so pumped to turn this into a mini camper because I've barely scratched the surface of the abandoned railroad. It keeps going so much further. So first things first, I need to get rid of these old wheels and make some new, much stronger ones. This camper is gonna add so much weight. I need to make sure these wheels are super strong. Out with the old. I was so proud of these wheels, but after reading your guys' comments, these things are junk. It's held on by JB Weld. To fix that problem, I designed and 3D printed a completely new mold with 2 hubs instead of 1. So it should be at least twice as strong. I'll be making the wheels with this 2-part polyurethane mix. I think this is how skateboard wheels are made. I'm gonna add a little bit of blue dye to it. Supposedly, only 1 or 2 drops is what I need. And I also have some metallic blue. Wow. That looks insane. Now it's time to put in the hardener. Once they touch, I have 90 seconds, and that's it. So this always makes me a little nervous. It's thickening quickly. This whole bucket is hot. Oh, it's getting so thick. While I wait for this wheel to cure, I'm gonna turn this chunk of metal into the hubs. It would take me forever to cut these hubs out by hand, so to speed things up, I'm gonna use my water jet. So to use the water jet, I need to cut a piece that will fit inside the machine. Time to turn this chunk of metal into a hub with the Wazer water jet. This thing is my favorite tool. It is unreal. This Wazer water jet is insane. It pressurizes water up to about 8,000 PSI, and with the help of a garnet abrasive, which kind of looks like sand, it can cut through any material. Foam, rubber, tile, glass, and of course metal. Hubs turned out perfect. Let's see what the wheel looks like. Oh, there we go. The wheel turned out perfect, but there's a thin spot right here. Oh well, I'll just try to do better on the next one. Even though I messed up on the pour, this wheel looks crazy. The blue with the metallic flake, woo! All right, let's prep another one up. This mold goes together so easy. To prep the mold, first I have to seal all the edges so bubbles can't get in. Then I have to spray it with the mold release. That way the polyurethane can't bond to my 3D printed mold. Now that the mold's ready, I have to mix my polyurethane. So I'm adding a little bit of paint, adding a little bit of metallic, mix it all up, and there we go. Now it's time for the hardener. Quick this time, I'm not messing around. That is looking awesome. All the bubbles are making it to the top. I can feel the heat coming off this. While I wait for that wheel to cure, I'm gonna go to bed. I'll see you guys in the morning. So next morning, let's see what we're working with. Oh, wow, this wheel turned out sweet. This new wheel should be worlds better than the old one. It's completely changed. It's got a different conical shape, so it steers better. It's got a different lip, and it's got a bigger riding area, so when the tracks go in and out a ton, because they're abandoned railroads, hopefully I'll stay on the track. Let's see how it fits on the car. I'm pumped on these new wheels. Now that I've got wheels that can support the extra weight of the camper, let's pull this thing out and start working on the sleeping quarters. 2 years ago, I made this aluminum pop-up tent for the Spira, but I made some major mistakes. The main problem is the size. This pop-up is 6.5 feet long, but because of how I designed it, there's only about 5 feet of sleeping area, so I'm gonna redesign this whole thing. I'm gonna replace the two 18-inch gas struts with 4 36-inch gas struts. So instead of the tent opening like this, it's gonna open straight up. So this thing is gonna be huge. This was one of the first projects that I learned how to weld on, so I'm excited to be upgrading it. So first, I'm drilling holes to install the new gas struts. Now that I've got the holes drilled, I can add these nutserts, so I have something to screw the new big dog gas struts into. This camper is huge. Now I need to build something that connects the top to the base and keeps it from going side to side and up and down. These gas struts are way stronger than I thought they'd be. I did not fully think this through. Yeah, I definitely ordered way too strong of gas struts. That was tough getting this to close. I broke one of my latches. Now that I finally won the battle against the gas struts, it's time to build the support that will hold the camper open. First step, I'm welding on this 2x2 square aluminum and cutting off what is not needed. Now that I've got that welded, I'm cutting the 1x2 aluminum that's gonna go on the inside. Next step is figuring out where to drill the hole so the 1x1 and the 2x2 will line up. With everything lining up now, it's just one final pass through with the TIG welder. That ain't much, but it's honest work. I just need this camper to help me stay multiple days out on the abandoned railroad. It doesn't need to be perfect. So although that's not great, it'll work. Next step, I need to add some extra reinforcements to the top so I have a place to put heavy gear like my chainsaw. So for the supports, all I'm using is some scrap aluminum I had in the corner, and I only need 2 supports because I need a place for a chainsaw and a heavy box. Gear racks are welded in. Now it's time for the roof. For the roof, I'm experimenting with this Tyvek. It's meant to be used on the outside of a house to keep the rain from getting in, and that's just what I need. I think this is gonna work pretty good. Also, it's about half the cost of normal tent material. Since I have such a long drive to the abandoned railroad, I glued the seams and I'm starting to tape them. That way when I'm on the highway for hours, hopefully wind doesn't get under here and rip the roof off. Now that the roof is on, it's time to mount this camper. So first I need to put on the front roll cage and get that bolted down. Next, it's just as easy as swinging the camper on top and putting the 4 bolts in. This camper is massive. Look how big this thing is. So much better popping straight up than the wedge style. All right, now I need to get a floor in this so I can start working on the walls and the windows and the zippers, all that fun stuff. For the floor, I'm not doing anything special. I'm just using 1/2-inch plywood. It's cheap and it's strong. Since the roof worked out so nice, I'm gonna use the same Tyvek material for the sides. I'm not as worried about the sides getting ripped off as I am the roof, so I don't think I need to rivet it on like I did the roof. I'm just using the Tyvek tape to secure it to the outside of the tent frame. Now that I've got the top all taped up, it's time to climb up on the inside for the first time and cut all the excess off. Now I need a way to get in and out, so I'm gonna put a giant zipper right there. For the zipper, I'm going super easy. I just went to Harbor Freight and picked up this stick-on zipper. Zipper is on. That is not my best work. I was definitely coloring outside the box. But if it works, it's all that matters. This zipper could not have been any easier. All I had to do was stick it on, and now I'm just cutting down the seam so I can open and close it. Looks like I just robbed a construction site and built a tent. So I'm gonna paint it yellow. This thing's gonna be nice. Today's video is sponsored by Ridge, and I've got some pretty cool stuff to show you. So Ridge just dropped these new 90s edition wallets and keychains. These things are sick. The wallets are the new Ridge 2.0. They're 10% lighter than before, and they've got this really nice elastic cash band, and they work very well with the new tracker card. I've been running the mixtape wallet, and this thing is legit. It holds up to 12 cards, holds cash, and it protects me from RFID pickpocketers. And check out how durable the paint is. I've been throwing this thing around and it looks brand new still. And Ridge really does have something for everyone. So here's the other new colorways. This is the Lone Wolf, this is the Hot Rod, and I've got the keychain connected, and this is Thunderbird. You can run these with or without the keychain. It's just 2 screws, you take them on and off. Check out how strong that is though. If you hook this to your pants, your wallet isn't going anywhere. And something I really like about Ridge is they stand behind their product. So if you break part of the wallet and you need replacement parts, they're always totally free. And if somehow you lose this or it gets stolen, they'll give you a substantial discount on a replacement. These new wallets are limited edition, so if you want to pick one up for yourself or a friend, head to ridge.com/mattspears to get 10% off your purchase. I'll also put a link in the description. Thank you so much, Ridge, for sponsoring today's video. Let's get back to the build. Wow, look at the spray paint. Holy moly. What was I thinking? Yellow? People are gonna be thinking I'm going to the dump. If you watched the Spyber rebuild video last week, you'll remember when I was on the railroad tracks, I came upon some giant wolf tracks. So I definitely want to add windows to this in case that wolf or pack of wolves circles around at night. I want to be able to look at them. This is a clear table cover, and I'm going to use this as the windows. I'm going with 3 windows on the tent, and to secure them, I'm just using the Tyvek tape. This stuff is so strong. Got the windows, I've got this bungee cord in. I am pumped to try this out. Time to shut the lid and hit the road. Such a nice drive. Been driving for a while and I still have a couple hours to go. So that means I'm gonna be running some rails in the dark tonight. I've never driven the Spyro at night on abandoned railroads, so I'm kind of excited for that. It's a cold night out here. The pop-up is looking good. I've got all the gear loaded up. It was quite the trek to get back here. It is late. Let's see how the Spyro's headlights are. Test out the new wheels. New wheels seem to be working good. Plan for tonight is to make it all the way to the giant trestle. I don't want to cross it at night. If you've never seen this trestle before, it's huge. And it's a little bit sketchy. The tracks dip quite a bit in the middle. So I want to inspect it in the morning, make sure nothing has changed since last time. Also, I brought my Giga flashlight. This thing can basically see to space. Rats. Dang it. It felt a little sketchy on the rails. I should have stopped and double checked everything, but we derailed pretty hard. Luckily, the back wheels are still on. It's the front wheels that went boom. Oh man. Well, since I rebuilt the Spyra, this is the first time I've proper derailed. So something is definitely not right with the setup. I'm so tired and so hungry. I'm just gonna pop the tent, cook some dinner, and go to bed. I'm not gonna work on it. I'm gonna make future Matt fix this problem. Time to deploy the pop-up. I am so pumped on this. That's never gonna get old. Seeing it pop up like that. Wow. I know I shouldn't, but I'm totally gonna cook dinner up in there. My bed's already made for me. Oh my goodness, it's huge in here. Before I cook dinner, I need to install some lights so I can see what I'm doing. I think I'm gonna put them on the roof and maybe on the sides. Let's test out the first light strip. Oh. Ta-da! The plan was to cook a giant dinner, but I'm just gonna snack on a couple pickles and go to bed. Ooh. It'll be interesting to see what's wrong with this thing and why it got derailed. But that's gonna wait for tomorrow. For now, I'm going to bed. I'll see you guys in the morning. Oh. Good morning. Whew. That's a crazy view to wake up to. I think I should have built a ladder. I don't have a lighter to light my stove, so I'm gonna use my DIY Mega Light. This thing's crazy. So it's a Hercules 20-volt battery. I've got this adapter on top. So this is my positive wire. This is my negative wire. If I touch them, they should arc. Yep. That'll light it for sure. Stove is going and my light still works. While the pan heats up, I need to fix the spira. Both axles look good, the wheels are good. That's good and bad because I don't know why it derailed. I may have given these back wheels too much steering and they steered the front end off the track. Yep, live and you learn. Time to cook some food. So check this out. Since the tracks bow in and out so much, I gave the new wheels more steering, thinking it would keep it in the center of the track, but I think it actually did the opposite. Time to flip my burgers. Breakfast burger on the track, hard to beat this. Oh. I needed that. Whew. I was hungry. All right, time to fix the spira. The new wheels are on an adjustable axle, so I think if I widen the wheels, it will take away some of the steering power. I'm gonna scooch both wheels about a ½ an inch towards the track and see how that goes. Wheels are adjusted. It's definitely rolling better. I like the looks of that. Now I just need to pack up. I hope all the spira needed was a little wheel adjustment. Wow, that is so much better. It's night and day. It's driving so nice on the tracks. We already made it to the trestle. Woo! The only sketchy part of the trestle is the middle. It's got a pretty big dip right there. I saw there was a bunch of comments on the last video that I did not thoroughly inspect it enough. So we'll go really take a peek at it. Oh, a bear's been digging right there. There's some crazy game trails back here. Wow. Holy moly. It's massive. Oh wow, the river is up a lot. Check out this log jam. The river's about 4 feet higher at the other end of the log jam. That's a little bit concerning. Oh. The timbers go all the way from the bottom to the top, one piece. That is so cool. With these big trestles, they would build it as they go. So they'd start on one end and they'd have a steam powered log driver. So they'd set the logs and then go boom, 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 and pound them into the ground. And then they would build the track across. This trestle is huge. Head out onto the trestle. How crazy would it be to sleep in the camper up here? Man, that's so cool. Wonder if there's fish in there. Woo! Man, we're making some progress. Here's where I saw the wolf tracks last time. Let's see if we can still see the wolf tracks. Just deer tracks. Cool thing about deer is they can spread their toes. So see how that track, the toes are spread out? And then that track, they're close together. It's because if they're starting to slip, they can just spread their toes out. It's pretty cool. Moose can do it, elk can do it. Last time I was at this mud pit, there were some giant wolf tracks. No more, they're not there anymore. Got our first tree. This thing's tiny compared to what we're gonna run into up here. The big log jam's up here, and I've never made it past it. And we're off! We've got another tree up here. I don't know if the camper will clear it. Yeah, the camper will not clear that one. We're close to setting a new record. Just up around this corner is the furthest I've ever been. We're in uncharted territories. And with uncharted territories comes a lot of down trees. If I start yelling, it's because I got my goggles and ear protection in. There's gonna be a lot of cutting. Woo-wee! Oh yeah, this is totally uncharted. Glad I brought the big saw today. The river is rushing down there. The river's so loud I can hear through my earplugs. All right, another log cleared. Oh man, there's a lot of logs around this corner. Got a couple big dogs to cut, no big deal. This one's no joke, it's pretty stinking big. Woo! There's some tension under that thing. Come on. There's some crazy videos on the internet of logs like that, just taking people out. When you're cutting trees like that under tension, you just gotta be real careful which way it's gonna go. Yep, I'm not gonna make that. There is so many logs down. It keeps getting more and more. I'm gonna cut this one out and then walk ahead and see what I'm getting myself into. Holy moly! Wow, this is a jungle, guys. I've entered the jungle. There's so many trees I can't even see the tracks. I bet the audio is so loud. That river is rushing. I gotta show you guys this river. That's a lot of water. I should cut all these trees out really quick, put a montage to welcome to the jungle. Welcome to the jungle. Zzz. Turn about 4 hours of work into 15 seconds. Wow. What a view. Oh man, look at this storm that's rolling in. That storm is coming for me right now. Dang. Oh, look at that storm. I got a real addiction to chainsaws. You put a chainsaw in my hand and I just want to go and go and go. Plus, I want to keep seeing where this continues on. I've barely scratched the surface, I think. That storm's rolling in and I was supposed to be on the road hours ago. So I need to flip this unit around. It might be really hard to turn around with all the extra weight. I did not think about that part. All right, here goes nothing. What could go wrong? Whoa! It's about to roll. Oh no! That was quite the lower back workout. Oh, loosen it. That's when it'd be nice to have a film crew. Just turn it around real quick and keep going. Man, this thing drives so good. Already back at the trestle. It's like playing floor is lava, but in real life. Do not want to miss a step here. It's so smooth with the new wheels. This camper is sweet. If you guys like this video, I have tons of other videos you may like even more. Thanks for liking. Thanks for subscribing. We'll see you guys in the next video.